is candy.
My mom and my dad met when my mom was 6 years old, but she was white and he was Mi'kmaq, and she had a crush on him. But when he came back from World War II, she had blossomed, and so he asked her on a date, tried to kiss her goodnight, and she wouldn't let him. So he said, well, would you marry me? And she said yes. And at that point, her parents actually offered her money first not to marry him. And then when she still insisted she would marry him, they disowned her at that point. Now, my mom told me I can't tell any stories about her. So, I'm just gonna tell one. So do you remember, like, go all the way back in your memory? Do you remember those, it would be around the time when you would put body oil on, baby oil on to sit in the sun? Remember those lawn chairs that just had like the weaved slats through? Well, Mommy had one of those from 1976. And in 2004, she thought that that would still be a viable seat. So, here she is, and Mommy, like me, is not a tiny woman either, but my dad was a very tiny little man. So, my mom is out tending to the garden, being sensible. I'm an old woman, I'm gonna sit down. Of course, I'm gonna sit on a 1976 lawn chair. Maybe not the best idea. She has a seat, she starts gardening. It breaks. Mommy goes down through the lawn chair. Now picture this, she's almost 80 at this point. Her ass is on the ground. Her knees are right here. And her feet and hands are up here. So she's yelling into the house, Guy, Guy, Guy. Now my dad, just to fill you in, by this point, is pretty much deaf. He's come through World War II. He was hit by a freight train, honest to God, and lived. I was so, you know what? I was more shocked than sad when he died because I was like, really? I didn't really think that was ever gonna happen. Like, seriously, when you've lived through getting smacked by the freight train, you pretty much think you've got it mastered, you know? So he's been through all this, so he's crippled up, he's got 2 artificial knees. He's like, he started out at about 5'8", but I think by this time he's about 5'6". And he can sort of hear yelling. He's not really sure. And then he realizes, yes. So he starts to run out to Mommy. Right? He's got to save her. He's got to save her. So on his slow speed chase, he finally gets out to her. And you just can picture them up on this hill, these 2 old folks. And he says to Mommy, I don't know what to do, Pearl, but my mother always knows the solution. So here's Mommy, feet and hands stuck in the air. You got to push me over, Guy. You gotta push me over. And so he has to get this one going. And finally, poof. And down she goes, and she had to crawl out of the lawn chair. And then you know what she said to me? Do you know where you can get those lawn chairs fixed? We have such an incredible musical act to bring on. Ladies and gentlemen, the East Coast Music Award multiple winner and Juno nominee, In-Flight Safety. In-Flight Safety are, first of all, dreamy. Their sound is dreamy, their look is dreamy. Even now, with the level of success they're enjoying, they're still good East Coast boys.
Everywhere you look out, 2 birds that lose their form. They're blocking all the street cars. They're holding up our phones. And if it leaves a bird wash it down. And if you built a model home, just burn it to the ground. Oh, I refuse to show my good side. Ain't no place to call my own. It's no home, no, 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 no. So can you smell disaster? Can you feel it in your bones? I don't feel like I'm a lover, and I've been working as a phone. So own investigation to try put off the cast. I'm not the one to feel so selfish, but there's no way this one will last. And if it leaves a bad taste, you need to wash it down. And if you built a model home, just burn it to the ground. Oh, I refuse to show my good side. Ain't no place to call my own. It's no home, no, 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 no. And if it leaves a bad taste, you need to wash it down. And if you built a model home, just burn it to the ground. Oh, I refuse to show my good side. Ain't no place to call my own. It's no home, no, 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 no. No home, no, 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 no. No
Walk this way. In the time that you have been bona fide rock stars, I want to know what's been the strangest, weirdest, kinkiest groupie experience to date.
No comment.
Look at how they all. Daniel's like, I'm just gonna hold the mic.
He
No,
needs two mics. So.
Just there's something called the code of the road.
oh, listen, the Banger Sisters blew that straight open, honey.
What happens in Regina stays in Regina.
Funny, because I always think what happens in my vagina stays in my vagina, but.
Why did I have to pick Regina?
So would you guys mind, before you take off, signing my bedroom wall?
No, none at all.
Cool.
Not at all.
It has been my life's dream to play drums in a rock band.